here he is from yesterday talking about offensive coordinator Greg Roman and the work he's done helping propel the Chargers to a 2-0 start.
He's a great coach. I mean, one of the best I've ever been around. Like Moses, I'm gonna die leaning on my staff. Greg Roman, Jesse Minter, Ryan Fick, and those coordinators are, in my opinion, some of the best in the business. And
how do you not laugh?
I am somewhat schooled in the Old Testament, more New Testament. When you got the Catholic upbringing, that's more of what the Catholics lean into. But I don't know that Moses died leaning on his staff. I mean, the staff was the source of his power. So I don't know. I don't know.
Don't let the mythology get in the way, or theology, whichever you want to call it, get in the way of Jim Harbaugh's incredible and very interesting analogy right there. But I think to his point about Greg Roman, right? I mean, this is somebody who, when that it's a Roman offense, they're going to run the ball well. And, you brought up J.K. Dobbins in the last segment. I mean, this is somebody who has done an incredible job over the first 2 weeks. 131 last week, 135 the week before against the Raiders. And I mean, I expected, when I saw last week that Derek Brown was being placed on injured reserve, like, I expected them to rush for over 200 yards, and lo and behold, they rushed for 219. So that's why this game is so interesting to me, because even if Justin Herbert cannot play, I mean, Jim Harbaugh's not just going to lean on his staff. He's going to really lean on the run game. Right. And if Easton Stick is that guy that's out there, he's going to be turning around and handing the ball off probably 30 to 35 times, to either Dobbins and some combination of Dobbins and Edwards, because that's the strength of that team right now. I don't think Justin Herbert has thrown for over 150 yards in the first 2 games. So that's where everything is set up, obviously, with the Greg Roman offense for the run game to go and thrive.
The J.K. Dobbins reference, this is number 3, but he's got those performances so far this year on 27 total carries. Jordan Mason had 28 in one game. J.K. Dobbins has 27 in 2 games. He is averaging 9.9 yards per carry. But for the injuries, J.K., because this isn't new. His biggest year in the NFL, he averaged 6.0, and he had like 800 plus yards. If he doesn't have those injuries, this guy is superstar right now in the NFL. He's making $1.6 million this year. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. Between him and Jordan Mason, they're just under 2.6 combined. So I'm rooting for J.K. Dobbins, and I hope that after this season, number 1, he's healthy, and number 2, somebody gives him the financial reward that he's been denied so far, because he's got superstar potential. And hopefully he can keep showing it week after week, Miles.
Yeah, no doubt. It is really interesting. I mean, yeah, they played the Raiders defense, and then they played the Panthers. And like, the Panthers were as much of an abject disaster of a football team that I've ever seen last week, which is why they replaced their quarterback. But I mean, you still have to go out there and execute the plays. And, Dobbins was really good with Greg Roman before, when they were both in Baltimore. So it doesn't shock me that he is now doing this with another Harbaugh and still Greg Roman, on a different team. But yeah, it is really remarkable, given what he's been through with the injuries, that he has been able to persevere and come back, and now he's thriving like this. I don't know that he's going to get 130 plus against the Steelers defense. That would surprise me. But it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Miles, you don't read PFT. How dare you? He's got 3 games against the Steelers and 320 rushing yards.
Well,
so he had 120 on 15 carries the only time he played at the field formerly known as Heinz.
Okay.
So he could do it. We'll see. Now watch. I've jinxed him.
Yeah, you probably have. I was thinking of it based on the quarterback situation too, but yes, you're.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.